Yeah, hello guys. So the topic to discuss today is a graphical process unit. Why I choose this topic is because I was talking to many of my friends and they are all talking about the AI boom. And in this AI boom, the word which here we lot with this AI boom is GPUs. And most of the people who talks about AI don't know what is GPU. So let's go through what is GPU and why it is used and which company is producing these GPUs and how it is powering the AI in this video. Um, I don't want to explain a lot about the GPU, the basics about the GPU and CPUs and the difference between both of them because a lot of videos in YouTube have that information and they are explaining much better than me. But I will say you a one-liner. When I was kid, I hear more about CPUs, not much about GPUs. Only the gaming people use graphical cards. And why? Because in old days, the number of processors which runs in parallel it was much lesser. But now, because of the AI and the models that we are developing, which needs a high computational power, and CPUs lags in that. So the main difference between a CPU and GPU is how the things are done in parallel. CPUs are meant for doing things little more not in parallel and much slower. And GPUs are created to just run the things in parallel. So if you are playing a game, it have to render every second. So the graphics have to render in your monitor in every seconds. So a lot of parallel processing is required. That's why the people who play a lot games need a laptop or a desktop with a GPU card. So that is the main difference. So to run the things in parallel, you need in a higher fast and more computation, you need a GPU. So that is the main difference which I want to explain. And if you want to know about more about it, I think it's better to just check the the difference between a CPU and GPU in internet. You will get it pretty easy. But this video we are more discussing about why GPUs is used and like what are the GPUs available in the market and how it is used. Okay, next is the interesting part. We are hearing a lot about NVIDIA nowadays, and you guys know that already. NVIDIA is a company which creates GPUs, and NVIDIA have a different product lines. They create GPUs. That's the main one of the product they create, but they also create so many other things also, like the softwares which is to which runs above this graphical processing unit and also a lot of IoT devices and stuffs like that. I'm not pretty interested in that. I'm just concentrating in graphics cards. So I created a nice diagram which we will go through in this video and explains what are the different types of graphic cards now NVIDIA released in the market and which is the one which is used mostly in the AI environment. So yeah, NVIDIA, this is the nice logo of NVIDIA and they create graphic cards. They create the graphic cards in three different variants. One is GeForce, the other one is RTX and the other one is data center GPUs. And this GeForce is for mostly used for gaming purpose, widely used in gaming. If you look at your old laptops, gaming laptops, you will probably see a graphic card with a name like which starts with GeForce. And I was talking to one of my friend and I was telling him to, can you check what graphics card you have in your laptop? And he was telling, I have GeForce MX 350. So yeah, so that indicates. And in my laptop, which I am recording this, I have an RTX. I will tell you what is the difference between GeForce RTX and these data centers. But just hold on. So the laptop which I have now, and I'm recording is having an RTX 2000 ADA graphics card, which is also a different graphics card. And I will explain you like what is this RTX. And there are data centers GPUs. So that is like which sits in a data center, and you can just access it, and you can run a lot of models inside that particular data center machines. So it's a pretty costly and huge variant. So looking at the names, RTX, it's like you can call the full form of RTX as like ray tracing experience. It's not the real conversion of RTX into a full name, but the technology which is based on is like ray tracing experience. And why it is used mostly on 3D rendering and all those kind of software. So if you are working for a Disney or some companies like that, which creates a lot of 3D images and also like do visual effects, probably they will be using an RTX card in their data center or like in their laptops or like desktops, because it helps for that kind of processing. And GeForce is something that is a little bit more towards the gaming, to render the things into the monitor parallelly, parallel processing, and the color handling the colors and all those things. So but these are closely related, but they have a lot of price difference, and there are a lot of variants available. And RTX also will be used for nowadays used for the machine learning algorithms running the models and all. So RTX is much more powerful than GeForce, and like it is used little more towards the AI nowadays. And when we go towards the data center GPUs, which is like now people talking more about it, so we can look into it. This data center GPUs is like they have different product lines like DJX, HGX, OGX, AGX, and EGX. So these are the one which is like nowadays like a boom because of their releasing different kind of DGX cards in every year. We are hearing like NVIDIA released a new graphics card. Oh, it's helping in artificial intelligence. So most of the news around NVIDIA is around this variants, DGX, HGX kind of stuffs. I will show you what it is. So the DGX, the full form of DGX is Deep Learning GPU Accelerated. HGX like a hyperscale GPU accelerated. AGX is autonomous. OGX is omniverse. You probably might have heard about omniverse. It's like a very nice concept which is developed by NVIDIA. And EGX is like edge. Oh, I forgot to put edge GPU accelerated variant. So each one is created for different purposes and like a different business. So like if I will be more interested in talking about DGS and HGX. So DGX is like the main product they create, like how Apple creates iPhone. So that's the main one of the main product they create, right? So like that, DGX is a pretty important variant for NVIDIA, and the it is like something like they give you a CPU, a box, which have DGX graphics card built into it, and also it have a CPU and everything, cooling system and the NVLink, everything inside it. So you can just go if there is a shop of NVIDIA, you can just go there and you can tell that okay, I need DGX and which variant like A100, H100 or B200. I want one of it, and they will give you a big box, and the box looks like it's like very beautiful. They it's a premium quality one, so it's like a gold finished box with, and if you open it, you can see that nicely written NVIDIA logo inside it. So just Google it. What is this? How the DJX looks like? And also there are a lot of videos. The NVIDIA CEO showing this particular product. I have also some pictures for you. So this is how it looks like. Let me scroll a little bit here. Yeah. So this is the DGX box, and this box have the graphics card inside it. So it's like a CPU. You can just buy it. You can connect it to a power and just take a output and connect it to your monitor. Then you can start using it, and you can just run your models inside this machine. And it's pretty costly. So if you look at the price, it's almost like 150k euros. So it's above than 150k. So it's pretty costly device. And a lot of things nowadays what we are using run in this machine. Yeah, I will also talk about what is A100, H100, and B200. In my environment, we bought a A100 system. So yeah, I also got a chance to see that A100 NVIDIA model. It looks pretty nice. And then HGX is something like NVIDIA is offering. Like if you want a server, but not this kind of box. Like this is completely built by NVIDIA and sold by NVIDIA. But I want to configure it. I don't want something which that NVIDIA gives to me. I want like I want a Dell rack, or I have a Dell rack with me, and I want a Dell server with some different CPUs and some other configurations, and I just want NVIDIA graphics card in it. So then they are offering this HGX version. So HGX version actually like you can customize you are like according to your requirement you can customize the server, and then you can order it, then they will give you. So they are partnering with Dell and other companies to provide this particular solution. So HGX is like you will get the same graphics card of what they sell in DGX, but with the you can customize like with CPU what you need and other stuffs around it. So that is HGX. OGX is primarily for their Omniverse. I will tell about Omniverse in a different video, but for this video I will skip it because if I tell a lot of information, then it will make you confused. And AGX is also a different variant, which is almost for the autonomous like vehicles and all those things. Uh, and the EGX is like edge devices. So you have a device which sits with some IoT device, or like which is like which have a less configuration, but still you have to do some you have to run some models inside it. Then you can just buy their EGX solutions. You can just buy that particular one and you can fit into it like weather recording, and you have to predict some weather in particular area, and EGX might be a solution for it, and you can process it from that point and you can send it into the data center, and you can do stuffs like that. So it's like EGX is something like which you put it in the edge as the name indicates. But I'm more interested in this DGX and HGX version because like that's the one nowadays like people talking a lot. In DGX also they have different variants like I indicated. It starts with A, H and B. So there is a meaning for A, H and B which I will explain below. But yeah, the latest one till date when I'm recording this video is like B200, which they released last year, and that is one of the top notch graphics card they produced, and it is used also. It will be used in most of the AI models in the world. So yeah, nice. And yeah, now you know what NVIDIA creates. So NVIDIA creates graphics card. It creates different types of graphics cards, and in one of the type like data center have different variants, and what is the difference between the variants. But still, I think it's good to know actually what you have inside a graphics card. So like, what are the main components inside a graphics card? What makes it more important? So let's look into that. The main components of a graphics card, especially for the NVIDIA graphics card, is like CUDA cores. So I told before in this video. So the main difference between the CPU and GPU is like GPU can run things parallel. So in order to run things parallel, you need cores. The in you give each process, let's think you give each process to each core, and each core process it and gives you the result. So if you have more core, that means you can run things, you can run more things in the more cores. So you can run more things parallelly. So GPUs focus on cores, and there are different types of core. And the one of it is like called CUDA cores, and the other type is called tensor cores, and the next type is called RT cores. Each cores are created for a purpose, and there are also components like VRAM, which is also very important in case of a GPU. Um, and it will have memory bus, clock speed, ROPs. If you look at the announcements of graphics card, probably the engineers will be talking about the ROPs and stuffs like that, because it handles the image rendering and texture, which is very mostly very important one of the thing for a graphics card. And yeah, so NV links, so these are the things which used to connect between two different graphics cards. So these are the components of a graphics card. So like I said, if you look into a graphics card, you probably look at the number of core in that graphics card, and also you will be probably looking into the what type of core it have, and like each core have how many numbers, like how many numbers of tensor core I have in my GPU. So that will be, I will be looking at it. Yeah, and also to tell you the difference between each core. So CUDA core is like it's in almost in all NVIDIA GPUs. So if you look at any variant of GPUs like GeForce RTX and data center, you will see CUDA cores for sure. But if you look at the tensor core, it is only in the RTX versions, and it is specialized for AI workloads, deep learning, and metrics operations. And RT core is like ray tracing cores found in only in RTX GPUs, not in all the GPUs, only in RTX. So this is will be a high level diagram of a GPU according to its different variants. So like I said, like the GeForce only will be CUDA will be existing in all the variant. So in GeForce GTX variant, probably if you look at their technical sheet, you will only see a CUDA core. CUDA core is also called as shading units. So yeah, if you look at the render configuration of this particular GeForce MX350, you will see like shading units is 640, and you won't see anything called tensor core or like RT core because you don't have it. But if you come into the GPU, which I have in my laptop, it have shading units like almost like 2816. Okay, nice. And it's also have a tensor core 80H. Huh? That's nice. And also it have an RT core. So my laptop GPU have this many cores. And if I want to run some machine learning algorithms in my laptop, yeah, I think it will run not a big model, like a very very basic model. I think it will run quite nicely in my laptop because I have this particular model, a graphics card in my laptop. But if I want to run really a big model, then I need a data center GPU. So which is like A100 or B200. You can see here the two things we have is like CUDA and the tensor, and you can see shading units is like 6912. So it's like how many, almost 6000, it's like 7000 CUDA cores. So you can think, right, how many it can run like a large amount of things in parallel. And also you can see a tensor core, but you won't see any RT cores here because like this particular CPUs are meant to do some specific task. like machine learning and other things, which won't do a ray tracing things. So that's why. And also B200 have like twice of the things which A100 have. So it's like more powerful. Like latest version have like obviously have more powerful configurations. So this is what if you look into a GPU, you will get the information. And the one more thing you have to know about a graphics card is like its architecture. So if you read through the Wikipedia page of NVIDIA, you can see that they are using different kind of architecture to build their graphics cards. So they started with Pascal, Volta, and so on. And the latest one is like Blackwell, which is released in 2024. And the interesting part is the name they choose to put for their architecture is the name of the scientist. So Grace Hopper, yeah, the computer scientist developed the first compiler. So yeah, there is a good reason to put his name. Yeah, and David Blackwell, Ada Lovelace. If I'm pronouncing it wrongly, sorry. But yeah, these are the very like uh, computer programmers or like scientists or a mathematician. So they are trying to put the name of all those people for their architecture. That's pretty nice. And the latest one is the Blackwell, which is for that's why it starts with B, and yeah, and in the series of like they are selling that model in this DGX machines. So it's pretty nice to know that. I'm not going internally into the architecture, like how this architecture, how it is different from other architecture. No, because like it would be a too much for this video. This is like a general awareness about like okay, what are the different types of graphics card, and like how we can look into the configuration of a graphics card, and like what is architecture which is used to create that particular graphics card. Yeah, I have another nice information. Like you might have heard about GPT, ChatGPT, which is like most of the people using. Even I used to use it. So the ChatGPT, which runs on Microsoft Azure AI supercomputer infrastructure, actually uses NVIDIA graphics card. So I think their data center is in Virginia in US, and in if we are allowed to go into their data center, probably you will see an HGX system data in their data center, HGX system which have this NVIDIA A100 and H100 series inside it. So whatever you search in the chat GPT, it is actually done by an NVIDIA GPU which sits inside that particular data center. That's amazing, right? Yeah. So it is powered by actually NVIDIA. So that is the reason the NVIDIA is very popular nowadays, because almost all the big AI giants are creating models on top of this NVIDIA graphical processing unit. So they want to buy a lot of GPUs. Because they are buying a lot of GPUs, NVIDIA is getting more money, and like it's like growing, and NVIDIA also doing a very good job in this sector. There are other companies which compete with NVIDIA. So let's see that. So this A100, H100, and Tesla are the key products NVIDIA is selling nowadays in the data center market, and as well as in the laptops, and yeah, the the DGX systems. But AMD also is bringing some of their series like MI series. So they also creating some GPU graphics cards, which is also consumed by a lot of cloud providers. Like even Microsoft is also using AMD graphic GPUs. Even Intel, actually, if you look at your laptop, if you have a latest laptop, if you look at your laptop, it will also you can also see a GPU which says XE graphics and Gaudi. So they are also bringing some graphics card into the market. And Google also creating their own GPUs, which is called as Tensor Processing Unit. And if you ask Gemini in which GPU it is using, actually Gemini will reply you like it's using Tensor Processing Unit. So since the Gemini and ChatGPT are like a competitor, and yeah, uh, ChatGPT is actually using NVIDIA, and Google is using its own graphical processing unit for their AI products. Yeah, like that. Amazon also creating a cloud-based AI machine for their cloud-based AI machine learning things. They are also creating some chips, GPUs like Trinium and also Graph Core, which is like a UK-based company, which is also in this market. And Qualcomm also creating some chips for mobile. So yeah, probably you will start seeing a lot of AI models running in your Android devices. Probably it will use a Qualcomm chip in future. So this is what I want to share in this video, like about like what is GPUs and what are the different kind of GPUs currently in the market, and which all product like which all models runs on these models, and like and just giving you a awareness about, okay, this is what a GPU, and like this is what the boom or like boom around GPU and AI. So I hope I was trying to explain it well, but if not, like just comment it. I can improve in next video, and the next video I will explain you like uh, in my laptop running a program, and like using how to use my GPU actually to run and create a model. So stay tuned.